So welcome, ladies. Today's about the questions and answers of what we went through in the last month. It has been a hectic month for all of us. That self-acceptance on accepting who we are and coming out of, I suppose, the silence of what's coming out through the throat chakra and helping us to release and to find our inner power. And I was saying to Siobhan that a lot has been happening to me as well in the last few weeks. I've had kidney infection. You say about your dog. My mother went into hospital in the end of January with a kidney infection, and she had sepsis. Right, so she had blood in her urine, and it was really interesting because I had a kidney infection the other day, last week, and I had blood in my urine as well, and I caught it. But also, what I felt was that I'm releasing the pain from her past as well as my own. And the blood, I actually thought it was just more, I don't know whether I had piled. I didn't take any notice until I actually got it tested with the doctor, and I could actually see it for myself that, oh my God, I've got blood in my urine. But also the blood is about the flow of life as well. And it's about, connecting and letting go of that fear. The kidneys for me is about fear, letting go. And the last time I got a kidney infection was actually when I had my eldest son. He's 22 now, and I had a very bad kidney infection. I just had him, I was out of hospital, and I know when I was leaving the hospital, I actually didn't want to leave the hospital with him because I was so fearful that I wouldn't be the perfect mother coming out, because I didn't know anything about children, or how, a newborn baby. So that was the last time that I had I was on antibiotics for a urine infection, a kidney infection. But I've had kidney infections all along, but I could heal them. They were kind of, I might have cystitis or something like that, but I could actually heal it. But this was a different level for me in the last week. And a lot has come up here at home. I suppose my younger son is doing his leaving cert. I'm letting him go. Not that I'm trying to control him. I want him to do his best. I'm having conflict with my husband because he's there, let him alone. Kind of going, he'll do okay. And they're going, I took time out of my life to be with my children. I took time out of work to be with them, to help them to grow, to have respect for themselves. And I suppose for me now is, here they are fleeing the nest, but I want them to be secure and confident in what they're doing, but also to do their best and not be carried away by other people, and don't bother studying, or not even that, but being carried away by other people's energies and thinking, and what I'm feeling with kids now is the possibility, sure, mom and dad will support me anyway. It doesn't matter what I do. And that for me really gets into my soul, because that isn't what I was brought up to believe. I was brought to believe that you do the work, sometimes it mightn't work. It's like, you Siobhan, you have your beautiful dog, you protect him every day, you do everything you can for him, and life throws a wheelie in your dog.
Literally, the wheelie.
Yeah. And it's about accepting that. But for me, and I think with all my learning and teaching down through the years, since I left home at 18, is to put your very best in, and you will always receive. You will go through the shit, you will go through everything, but also do your best. And I suppose that's what I'm struggling with here, is sometimes I feel my husband is not allowing them to do their best because he wants to hold on to them forevermore. And I'm there kicking him out the door, going, you need to do your best so that you will learn the traits that probably, as me as a child, I didn't have the support behind me. When I left home at 18 and went to London, I was on survival mode for myself. So I always had fight or flight. And there was never a trust, because I always thought at the back of my mind, I have to mind myself. I have to mind myself. So I think all of these things are coming up for me this week. So the shoulder is like, my neck is crippled, my lower back. So I might have to speak to you later, Siobhan, about that. So it's just all the tension, all of that is coming up through into a higher realm for me, and it's like releasing and letting go. Yeah, and as you said, losing a dog, it's all coming to the forefront now. And it's like the kidneys, the fear of losing, the fear of being left on my own, you know. Is this the life I want to have? Am I living my true purpose, what I'm doing now? So all of these things are coming to the fore, and I'm sure they're probably coming to the fore for all of you when you're going through this, and knowing that actually sometimes it is fucking difficult to go through that wall, that we have to go through it. And I suppose for all of us is to have the support and to niggle. We all niggle each other on, you know, when Gillian, when you put it up the other day, you know, your pancreas, I can feel into that energy and help you, to guide you, but I can't do it for you. But I can actually help you to go and source information in your body, so you can actually feel that yang energy of, yes, probably your father, he, you know, he was a mentor in your eyes, that energy, that masculine energy. And I think all of us here in the group have that masculine energy. We don't like to be shut down. We're very, very powerful. And our voice is very important for us, to be heard and to be seen. And sometimes we're not being seen, and it hurts an awful lot, because you've done the work, you know, you've gone through all the healing, and then another little spiral comes in the way the universe says, but you've one more little thing to do before we get you to that next level. And I suppose that's what I love on this journey, is it's about accepting who we are at this present moment in time. And that self-acceptance we did during the week, which was which I always found really difficult for myself, because I always wanted to help everyone. As Siobhan said, you're a fixer. You feel people's traumas. You feel all of that. But the thing about it is to hold sacred space for yourself, that bubble, so that you can feel it, but it doesn't come into your vortex. It doesn't come inside your energy, where it will actually drain you. And this is where we need to put that energy around us and protect us. And this is where our intentions are always, every day, is, you know, I suppose it's the Reiki principles, but also it's just about feeling into the energy and balancing the chakras when we get up every morning, and setting an intention that whatever comes up in our life today, that we would be able to deal it with love and kindness. And, you know, we're always challenged with family. I'm always challenged. There's 9 of us in the family. So, yes, and it is sometimes about letting go, you know, but just sending the loving, and we can go on their journey. And I've realized that now. I always tried to fix my family, because I didn't want to hurt my mother. I always tried to do that. And it was just something about my mother. I don't know. It was just her energy, because I felt if she was the core of, you know, she is at the heart of the family, and if she's there, we're going to be supported. But did I realize that actually I am the core of myself, and I have to do the change, and they have to do I can only be the change for them to change. And that's so important. We have to remember that, because we can't fix anybody. Okay, we can send them the love. And I have known throughout the years, I mean, I have, how many sisters? I'm trying to think, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 sisters alive now. I don't really talk to one of them, but the other 3, I hold them at a boundary. They're good friends of mine, but there is a boundary between us. And last year was the first time one of my sisters came to my retreat because she trusted me enough to come, and she brought a friend. So sometimes our family are the ones that are always the last to support us in anything we do. Okay, so remember that as well, you know, that and in that, sometimes, especially if they're older than you, yeah, they look at you and go, oh, yeah. But we have to be the change. We have to be the change on so that they will trust us and respect us. And the same with our inner family here, is speaking our truth and finding our way on that. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen now for what we did last week. Okay, share that.
No, we didn't have a meeting last week, did we?
Or not last week, but
Oh, don't do that to me. I was there going, what the heck?
no, I mean the last time we were here. Sorry. Yeah, so we did a lovely exercise last week, or I'll say last week, but today I wanted you to look at, right? Sorry, Siobhan. It's just a little exercise. I find it helps me to balance and align myself where I am at this moment in time. So it's just, I do circles. I like circles. So you can do this whatever way and just write down, what don't I want? So, you know, like say, for instance, I have somebody here, as I say, judgment. What don't I want to feel today? I don't want to be judged. I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to be guilty. No shame. And I felt that, Siobhan, when I was connecting with you, you know, when I wrote up, when I replied to you regarding your mom and feeling that energy around visiting and a whole lot. But when sometimes people say things to us and hurt us because they want you to feel shame and guilt and all that. I think older people do that all the time. My mother does it all the time to me when I'm leaving. It's like, you're not going now. What else have you to do in your life? And I'm going, I just spent 2 days with you. Come on. Yeah, and as you said, it's not, you know, you don't want to take your mother's or your ancestors' shame and guilt with you as well. Sometimes that attachment, especially when we're going through the healing work, we're attached, because when we heal, we're healing our ancestors. We're healing all that shite that's going on. And I have it, I did a lovely horse reading the other day with a lady. She connected with me. She just wanted to practice. And she did it on Isabel. And Isabel was connecting with both sides of my family, the trauma. So I have it at both sides, the abandonment on my mother's side and the scarcity, but also on my father's side is the abuse and emotional abuse. Yeah, so all of that energy has come into me, and it is sitting here in my soul. And for me to release that, I have to let go. So what I don't want to feel is abandoned. I don't want to feel scarcity. And I don't want to feel like I've been emotionally abused or abused in my life. And the next question is, wouldn't it be nice if I felt? So just think into that. And wouldn't it be nice if I felt love, joy all around me? That I can attract people into my life that will actually give me joy, as opposed to creating chaos. Also, wouldn't it be nice if I felt free to be me, to be strong, centered, grounded, accepted in my environment of where I am? Because I know some of us feel that we don't belong, you know, in some certain groups, but there is always people there who are on the same wavelength as us. And it's just allowing those people in. I know when I started out first, I was like I opened the gates to everybody into my life. And I remember I was doing a healing session one morning, and this lady, her her thing was that she wanted to have a baby, and her sister was dropping her off here. And when she dropped her off, I felt, God, she's very dopey kind of looking or whatever. But I thought, all right, okay, this was 11 o'clock in the morning, didn't take any. And then I offered this lady inside in the room, I said, would you like a drink of water or anything? Or a drink, I said, a drink. And she said, no, I have a bottle of Budweiser in my bag. I can have a drink of that. And I went, oh, didn't make that. A can of Budweiser she had in her bag at 11 o'clock in the morning.
I
And
thought I misunderstood you there.
yeah, and I thought, but that was me opening up the universe, attracting everybody and anyone into my life. And I just thought, oh, you need to come down and sit down, and just sober up, whatever, and I did. And I put her sitting here in the kitchen until her sister came back to collect her, and just let her sleep it off, and just to feel the sun and the heat and the love that she can receive if she's not drinking. But that's all what she was looking for, was connection, and her only connection was with alcohol. And she thought that I could work miracles by actually helping her to have a baby, to make her fertile, which she wasn't deserving enough for that, So it's funny how we can attract. So that morning, sent out to the universe going, no, I don't want to deal. I am not a counselor. I don't want to deal with people who have alcohol problems. There's people there for that. And I just want people that, for me, that my intention was to send out for people who I wanted to attract into my life. So see how powerful we can be. And that was a lesson the universe sent to me that morning. It was going, be careful what you send out to the world, because it'll actually come back into you. And then what do I want? What do I want in my life? So good spirituality, time in nature, retreat. Sometimes we like to go and dance. I've done dancing lessons, so like to do that. And to be free and abundant in my life as well. And that's to do with my spirituality. Also, what do I want in, not materialistic, but it's just more, what do I want? I want to be free. I want to have abundance. I want freedom in my life, to be able to speak my truth and to attract all the right people into my life as well, that are on the same wavelength as me. And I feel I do that when I'm doing my retreats, or people that come here, and people, the three of you ladies and Louisa as well, we're all on the same wavelength. We all want that freedom, abundance in our life, so we can share that love with our clients, to be that. And if we could only change one person in our life, how powerful is that? To be free and abundant. Okay. So the next one, outer circle, is, what do I get to attract into my life? So what we put out is what we attract into our lives. And I know, Siobhan, you were saying that there was a lot of relationship problem around where you were living the other day. You did say that, and that your dog might be just bringing that energy up for you. You know what I mean? Being rolled over, and all of that, and feeling and picking up that energy is what you're attracting. You might be feeling you are being rolled over in your life, but also, as you said, hurting the arms, the legs, and be careful what you attract as well with the amputation. He's too young for that. Yeah. So it's just more, so allow the healing in. So allow that healing in for yourself and for your dog as well. Okay. So bring in, and I think the dog is actually trying to show you how you can heal, how powerful you are at healing. And I know this happened to me with Spot years ago. My hairdresser was driving the kids home, and Spot is the little terrier I had. and he was flying around the cars. He always flew around the cars. But this lady, she was the hairdresser in the village, and hairdressers, they talk a lot. And I think I was just starting out kind of doing my animal Reiki. And next thing anyway, she landed literally on top of Spot in the yard. And the poor thing, he was literally underneath her, underneath the wheel of the car. Martin had to come out and move the wheel. And they were all, so you can imagine, they were all like 10 or 11-year-olds, 5 of them screaming, and it was like a cold night. And I got a box, and I just got the box, and I just told him to move the car, and we put Spot into the box. And I asked a question there and then, because there was no movement. We thought he was dead. We literally did, because she was there for 5 minutes on top of poor Spot. But in that 5, when we put him into the box, I just asked a question to Spot intuitively. I asked him, did he want to stay or did he want to leave? And I was allowing him to do that. I was allowing him. And with that, he started wiggling. And it was like going, oh my God, what am I going to do? So I put him into the shed that night, and he couldn't eat. He couldn't bend his head because his pelvis and everything was broken, and he couldn't. So I had to feed him with his food, and I gave him milk, and I did Reiki on him twice a day. And within 3 days, he was looking to come out into the yard with the other 2 dogs, because he was lonesome and he needed their connection. And I listened to him, because I had him put away for the 3 days working with me and him. And when I left him out, it was funny. I took a video of him and sent it to the hairdresser, saying he's walking like a little old man, crooked, his belt. And and then within a week and a half, he was literally running around after the cars again. And what the message was there for me was, what I picked up for poor Spot was, he was telling the hairdresser, spread the news, Noreen does this work, you can do this. And she was there going, it's a miracle. The dog was dead and he's alive now. But we still laugh at it. She's afraid of her life to drive into the yard here still, because the dogs are running around her and she's afraid she'll kill the dog, again. But anyway, but yeah, so just remember, sometimes our dogs come to us, and we have to do the healing with them. They bring us that unconditional love to help us on. So for you to heal, Siobhan, you have to heal your dog as well. Okay. So you have to allow what's coming in, and to connect with it, and connect and listen to your dog. Yeah. Listen. And so by listening is just going into a meditative state with him and just sitting there with him. You don't have to do anything to him. Just sit there and be with him. Yeah. Yeah. And what do I get to have in my life? As you said, we are powerful leaders, a whole lot of us here in the group. What you get to attract and to have in your life is to be able to communicate, animal communication, with people all around you. And you will be the voice for your animals. And this is where I would love, I'm going to bring a lady on in a week or two, in the next month or the month after. She does animal communication with horses, and and I feel this is something that, well, I suppose for my learning is, if I know somebody out there can do this, and if it's come into my energy, I know I can do it too by practicing. And I feel we can do that. So I might bring her on, and just to share her story with us, so that we can feel into that energy as well, and we can attract that into our lives as well. Yes. And what do I get to be? So by doing this, by doing all of this work, you will be vibrant, you'll be intuitive, you'll be able to channel in your guides or angels. I have a beautiful robin just sitting outside the window here doing this. And these are all, and just listening to Mother Nature and allowing them to come in and help us, and to start attracting positive energy, and attracting all of the things that you want in your life and you want to allow into your life, and also to have good boundaries. And that was be one of the big things. We need to put that bubble around us so we are protected and that we are holding strong in our life. Okay, so that's just a little exercise. I do it. I'll send you on. I'll send you on that, and you can just print out a few of them and just feel it's like a little exercise. I just find it really good when I'm feeling down, and it just changes the mindset. It just changes going, I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to feel like this every day, and sometimes, we have to allow that. We have to go into the darkness to see the light. But if we write it down, and Siobhan, you are doing your journaling, well done, and burning it up, which is really good.
Trying, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So this might be an easier way for you to do it as well. It just gives you a little bit of guidelines, because I realized when I put the questions up last week, and our unique gifts. Oh, she's gone. All right, I'll let her in again. Our unique gifts, that by writing them down and feeling into that energy, we can actually set it into the mindset that actually we are these powerful. Gillian, you're in on your computer. Yeah. So what I'm going to play this morning is we're going to do a little meditation, and it's activating. Hello. Yeah, we can see you. So we're going to activate the higher vibrational healing meditation. Okay, so this is going to take us to a higher realm. And what I find, I love that. It was just when, Gillian and sent in, her message the other day, this meditation came in. I work on this quite a lot for myself, and it's quite a powerful one. So I would love to share it with you this morning, and we will do it together. It's 10 minutes, so we can connect. And what I might do afterwards then is, as you say, you can have the replay of this, and you can play it, and you can record it, or I can send it on to you separately on your phone. I have it on my phone, which I love. When I'm sitting out in the field sometimes, it's lovely to sit outside and just have it in the background when you're with the horses or in the land and everything. And it's really powerful vibration to have. And her voice is quite good as well. So I'm just going to play this for us. Now, let me know if you can hear it, because I have it on my phone anyway, but hopefully we can hear it. Can you hear it?
No.
No. Nothing? No?
No, I can't hear anything. No. Okay. I don't know. Gillian hear anything?
No. Okay, that's okay. I know I can. There is something on this. Let me just see if I can see it here. If there's something I can put to activate the sound, share sound. Oh yeah. Now try this one.
I reside deep inside.
You got it? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am the great healer. I reside deep inside. I am activated by conscious breath of loving presence. Take a deep breath in from overhead. Breathe down through the center of your brain, center of the throat, center of the heart. Stretch open the solar plexus. Lean gently back against your own spine. Breathe down into the belly, into the low pelvic bowl, and exhale into the earth. Inhale up from the earth. the great support of Mother Nature, as if it is intended that you be whole, and full, and complete. Fill the belly with this loving support, divine knowing that all is well. Roll your eyes up. Exhale up through the heart, through the throat. Be the one behind the eyes. Exhale up and out through the crown of the head. Feel energy raining down around you, like a gentle rain, nurturing, supporting, bringing new, refreshing, the glorious presence of infinite possibility. Let it rain down into a pool of light, warm, lighted, liquid love that you are seated in. Inhale this light up through the tip of the spine into the belly. Stretch open the solar plexus. Fill your heart with loving support. Lean back against your own spine. Open the throat. Roll the eyes up. Exhale out the top of the head. Spraying like a fountain of youth. Up, arching over, falling down and raining upon you again. With more light, pouring in always, filling the space that you sit in, activating this glorious one, the great integrator, the great healer, seated in a pool of light, your destiny of wholeness, remembering the truth of who you are. Complete expression of human potential, a divine energy presence here to embody, to infuse your true eternal wisdom into these cells, to these muscles and organs and glands, into these joints, this spine, this pelvis, these legs and arms and hands. Allow the system to glow. This glowing presence, a high vibrational frequency intended to perfect, to correct, allow for the emotional energies to harmonize. Allow for the chemistries to harmonize. Allow for the systems of the body to collaborate, integrate. Allow for the mind to witness a more perfected state. Allow the mind to soften. Soft in the body, awake at the core. White light pouring down through the center of the brain, the center of the throat, the center of the heart, opening the center of the solar plexus, pouring into the deep core wisdom, landing deep at the base of the spine, filling the body with the perfecting white light, highest vibrational frequency, raising your vibration, feeling the vital force culminating, cultivating, alchemizing, transforming old versions of self into new. Feel the body gently rearrange from the inside out. Cells perfecting, allowing a refinement, a rectification, a recreation occurring. I am more than my story. I am here to reveal a greater truth, a greater version of what has heart and meaning. A byproduct is a healing, an opening, a rising. I breathe up from this collected body of wisdom low in the belly, drawing also from the support of the earth beneath me. Let gravity support you. Relax even more. Breathe up into the belly. Let the heart glow. It does not need protection, for it is the greatest power on earth. Powered by the fuel of 1,000 suns of your own inner wisdom, roll the eyes up and exhale through the throat, through the center of the brain, out the crown of your head. No longer isolated, but rather connected through this stream of healing essence. At the foundation of your being, take a deep breath in from overhead. Let the energy rush into the body without resistance or hesitation. Draw it in, accept, embrace, become, receive. Exhale, planting yourself deep into the core of the earth, knowing this energy, this essence is what I truly am. Guided, supported, healing, transforming, transmuting, becoming the great truth of life, vitality, and source. Deep breath in and exhale. Deep breath in. Breathe into the belly with power and exhale down into the earth. Breathe up from the earth into the belly. Roll your eyes up. Press that breath up and out through the crown of the head. Breathe in from overhead. Drink in more vital force. Breathe into the belly. Stretch open your heart. Stretch open solar plexus. And exhale into the earth. Inhale up from the earth to the belly, to the heart, and exhale out your shoulders, arms, and hands. Inhale through your hands, up through your arms to your heart, and exhale down to the base of the spine, through the legs, and out the open ends of the feet. Feel, appreciate, sense a tingling in the body, an effervescence, an awakening. Allow this to be the healer that you are. Sit with this for whatever time you have. Blessings. Namaste.
Or just hold space for ourselves for a minute. Now I'd like you to connect with your own horses, and I want you to focus on your breathing. Just imagine them. You are there, and they're circling you at this moment in time. So I want you to take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. And allowing your thoughts to roll around your head and disappear on the out breath. Allowing the body to relax and the mind to remain alert. Now I want you to take your attention to your heart chakra at the center of your chest. Breathe in through the heart chakra, up the internal tube and out through the crown. Breathe in through the heart center, up the internal tube and out through the crown. On the next in-breath, feel yourself being sucked in through the heart. Center and find yourself in the internal corridor. Moving along this corridor, find the door to the very core of your very heart center. If you can't see it, then sense it. Become aware of the door. Look at it. It is old and rusty. Is it covered in cobwebs or bright and welcoming? Push the door open and walk in. I want you to notice your surroundings. Is it comfortable in it? Is the air light and breezy or heavy and damp? Look into the corners of this place. Is there anyone standing there that you can see into the corners? If you cannot see, allow your senses to follow the experience. In your mind, look down to the floor. You will find a trap door. Lift the door and take the steps down. As you go down the steps, are you comfortable or uncomfortable? Do you feel uncertain of what's to come as the stairs take you down? Find yourself in a room. In this room is a child or young adult. I want you to find them. Do they spring toward you happily? Are they difficult to find? Are they frightened? What do they look like? Let them talk. What do they say to you? And when they talk, what do they talk about? If you are having difficulty, gain a sense of the message. Once they have finished talking and showing you what they want you to see, feel the room becoming brighter than it was when you first entered. Dark corners filling light, any mists clearing. I want you to go back up the stairs and see if the child or the young adult comes with you. And as you enter the original room or setting, see and feel it fill you with a bright golden light, every dark corner beaming. And returning to the corridor, find yourself leaving the energy of the heart center. Returning to the body, focusing on your breathing. It is time to awaken now and be prepared to leave the horses and thank them for all holding sacred space with you. Thank your spirit guides, your angels, and feel yourself come back into your body. always know you can come back into this space and feel the wisdom and depths of the horses. You are now open to the horses showing up in your life, and you can consciously connect to them. And when you are ready, ladies, you can come back in. Does anyone want to share anything? But we went through that meditation, or we've got 10 minutes. There was a beautiful aura. I could feel it from the light. I could hear the sun. I even opened my eyes just to see if the sun was shining, but there was no sun shining, but I could feel the heat coming in on top of me as I was opening up my heart even more. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was very emotional.
Yes.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
two puppies woke up at the same time as you started your, I don't know if you could hear them barking.
Yes, yes. Yes.
They
Yeah.
got in on it.
Yes, they did. They were going, yes, keep going, keep going. They're getting there. Yes. And the thing about it is we have to listen and tune into them. You know, as you say, we can't silence our animals. They're there, they're telling us, they're communicating with us all the time. And I always felt that with Freckles, because when he got sick, and he was with me, Julian was with me when my father passed. It was a yang energy, you know what I mean? Freckles, you know, was a yang energy. And he has connected me always to my grandfather and to that generation, that ancestral generation. And when he got sick, I felt like I was a failure. How could my animal get sick? How could I allow this to happen? But I suppose for me is that, I suppose the beauty about life is we all have to leave. And I think that's coming up for me more now, even as I'm getting older, my husband's getting older, my children are leaving, and I'm going, is this what I want for the rest of my life? And I think as spiritual workers, we look very deep into our purpose. And we can get so caught up in it sometimes that we forget about the now and what we're living in this space of what we have here and now, that we're looking kind of ahead, going, oh, I want to do this and do this, instead of holding space for yourself here and celebrating where we have achieved in our own life and where we have come from. I visit my mum every week and I'm looking going, thanks be to Jesus, I'm actually not living down there in that swamp. I could not have survived. And I just pray to my brothers who are down there going, I pray and give them love and support now, because they need all that help they can get. Because I'm there going, I'd be dead now if I was there. Do you know? So I have to be sympathetic and supportive of them, because they know no better. They've never ventured outside of that energy space. And my mother has them all in there, in that chain and ball. And that's what has been coming up for me, my neck. I felt since my brother passed away when I was 6, he broke his neck. And when he came back to me in spirit, when I connected with him, he felt there was a chain and a ball around his neck and he couldn't let it go. And my mother had attached it because of her latching on to us. She didn't want us ever to leave. We wouldn't be allowed to venture out to speak our truth, the whole lot. So for me now, my neck, I've got 2 pieces in my neck or in bits, because I'm breaking the chain and ball, and it is so difficult. It is so difficult to. And every time I do a healing session, I can feel it chipping away But now I'm going, I need to get rid of it now. But the pain is even more, it's worse now because I'm actually going, this has to come off. This has to come off. So that's my healing. And that's what came up for me during that meditation is that we have to let it go now. We have to and feel into what is actually stuck, what is holding you back. So for me, it's my chain and my ball. And I need to let that go and feel into where the pain is, feel into where that pain is. And where does that affect? It affects all the right side of my body. So the right side of my body is my masculine energy, which is all about taking action. And why am I feeling stuck? I can't take action because that ball and chain is literally too heavy. My weight of my head is heavier. So my weight of my head should be 6. It is 16 at the moment. So it's out here and I need to get it back. I need to get it back into alignment. And I put a picture up the other day of the 3 horses in total alignment. And they're just guiding me. You need to get into alignment to center your body so you can actually release that stuckness. So these are the body languages that we have to listen to from our animals. Is they're going to guide us in the universe. So I'm sending out to the universe going, somebody help me to realign my neck. Yeah, please come in and help me. And I have been going, you know what I mean, I'm connecting with my sister, the whole lot. But Siobhan, I might actually talk to you afterwards if you want to, just to see if you might be able to help me. You know, you're living next door. Yeah.
I came across a very interesting one for myself last week because obviously I was struggling really badly with the whole grief of Cassie and the reality of what happened and why. And it was a meditation that came to me quite by accident. And what it's called is the cork meditation. So as in the cork that's in the wine bottle.
Yeah.
And in it, I can't remember the man's name now, but he made a lot of sense to me in terms of in our struggle to try, and me being the so-called fixer, trying to put my little ducks in a row and the alignment, his response to that was, stop pulling the cork down, let the cork float to the surface, let it go. And if you can visualize yourself holding that cork in the water and then just releasing it, and it floats to the surface, it made a huge difference for me. So there's a chance that could work for you as well in terms of that ball and chain.
Yeah.
If you were to visualize that as something less confining for yourself, but look at it more from literally that little piece of cork, which it comes from nature. It's a tree bark, you know, so stop pulling yourself down and holding yourself where you're literally constantly struggling against the tide, but allow the water to take it to the surface and release it. And it made a huge difference for me because the reality hit was that it was Cassie's choice to go. And Cassie's choice was she went so my mother could live. And it wasn't something I had requested, but that was what I was worried about. That was when I reached out for help to help my mother, that I was after compromising and creating a problem for another loved one. And I got reassurance that wasn't the case, but that it was her choice to do that. And I have to accept her choice. So that was the acceptance and the releasing of the cork. It helped a huge amount. And I have to keep reminding myself to do that with other things.
Yes.
But I think if we can visualize it as something slightly lighter, in your case, I can feel your pain. I feel it. And my neck started cracking when we were doing meditation there for you. But if we can visualize it as something slightly less cloying and less down-bearing, but give it more buoyancy and allow it to lift rather than trying to push it away, but just allow it to lift itself. And maybe, you know, that might just work.
And I think with the kidney infection, I was going to the toilet every 2 minutes and I'm drinking water. So it was like, you know, the fluid inside me, I was releasing, as you say, like the buoyancy. It was like just releasing all of that fears that was stuck inside in my cells is like in my legs, everything, all of that fluid retention. I was like up, you know, at certain hours in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4:30, you know, and literally on you know, all of that, and it's detoxing the body at that stage. So the grief and, you know, and all of that coming out at that hour. So that was me releasing all of that as well. So yeah, as you said, the buoyancy, it's about, letting go of the water, flooding
Flow.
myself, flooding.
Yeah. So just the kind
Thank
of
you.
less dragging yourself down and allowing the weight of it to pull you down, but give it a different nature. Allow it to be float and drag.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually picked up on the kidneys last week, but I didn't know who it was because it wasn't me. But I could feel it, and I started taking cranberry, thinking it was me, that I was coming down with something. So it was obviously you.
Yeah.
So I started taking the cranberry straight away, and
Yes.
so I hope it helped. But I didn't know why I was taking it because it wasn't for me, you know. So
Thank you.
I hope it helped you. I never even connected that it could have been someone else, you know.
Yeah.
Message. I just got the message to say, hello, kidneys in trouble, you need to do something here, you know. So that's fascinating to say it now today.
Yes, and and then I was connecting with the trees outside. So in my healing, I was outside with my camera, and I'm thinking, what tree is that? What tree is that? And so I was looking, going, wow, beside the yew tree, there's a massive big willow tree. So and then the universe sent me to look, you know, because I love the willow as well, but the willow is really good for joints as well and arthritis. So I'm taking baths. I'm bringing in the leaf and the bark, and I'm putting it in the bath, and I'm literally having baths with the willow to help me to ease the flow of the blood supply as well, and the whole lot. So and we can drink tea from the leaves as well and the bark as well. So that might be something as well to help. Yeah.
You know, the willow is also associated with flexibility.
Yes.
So,
the bindi. Yeah.
So from the Tai Chi and from the Qigong side of things, you'd be looking at soothing the liver to allow you to become flexible, to bend in the turbulence and the wind rather than being rigid and becoming damaged. So that's my interpretation of the willow coming through now, to say, move with the stress and allow it to pass through, rather than trying to brace the foot. Allow it to pass.
Yes, and that is because, you know, when the kidneys, when they kind of go into a spasm a little bit, the whole back goes into tightening and
rigid.
So thank you for that, Siobhan. Thank you. How did you find it, Gillian, the meditation? Or
it was really, as I said, it was really emotional. There's so much that I want to say, and I don't know where to start, but I probably won't say too much.
No, don't. If you don't feel like you don't. Yeah.
No, I think the physically, or not physically, but I don't have my own horses at present, but all the horses that I've had were there.
Yeah.
That was lovely. That was really lovely, actually.
Yeah.
And the journey into the heart, it was dark and damp in that, behind that door. And I met my 12-year-old self.
Okay, cool.
And was welcomed. So that was quite emotional. But then moving on to, you were talking about not being, you know, I talk all the time about being in the present, about being mindful. But I know, and I think now, I've been in such survival mode that there's so much that resonated when you started talking about survival mode and fight or flight. Because like you, I left home and I was on my own, and there was a lot went on. And I think I have such a habit of being in
Yeah.
fight or flight,
Mhm.
that, and I actually feel like right now where I am, it is absolutely where I'm meant to be. And but it's such hard work. Ooh, I can feel that emotion coming. It's
Yeah.
such hard work to accept that the fight or flight is maybe over. Or not, not
Yeah.
100% over. We're always going to have ups and downs, but
Yeah.
and it's appreciating, it's learning to stop. So I'm trying to, no, I'm not trying to, I am looking at all sorts of ways where I feel like I'm pinging all over the place all the time, like literally. And I want to be here, and I want to be creating somewhere where people can come to me instead of me
Going to
going to them.
You sound like me. That's me.
Oh.
I
And
know it's all of
it's
us.
just, I feel I've been blocking myself.
Yeah.
And there's you're getting it all in a bit of a ramble, but
No.
I've been blocking myself, and there's part of me who doesn't, I often feel I don't belong, which I know is something but I also feel I think there's trust, and it's trust in myself now.
Yeah.
It's trusting that, and I think that's where my block is I feel like, honestly, I describe the journey right now, and you know the story of Sleeping Beauty when she's in the turret that's covered in barbed
Words, yeah.
and I feel like I'm actually being pulled through those bushes right now of all the thorns going, and I'm meant to be, I am coming out of it, but it's like I'm being hauled through, and it's yeah, I don't know if I'm looking for a sign that I don't know what I'm looking, I don't know if I feel like there's this little tiny something that I'm needing to shift, or maybe that's me on the search and looking.
Yeah. Yeah. And just be present with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as you said, why would you have to go through the barbed wire? Why can't you just smoothen it out and, and flow through it, as opposed to going through that fight or flight
Yeah,
again?
it's not that it's not barb, it's not wire, it's the hawthorns, it's the,
Oh, right. Okay.
you
So
know,
it's that love and protection.
it's
Yeah.
the growth that's coming
Yeah.
through. But yeah, why does it have to be a tussle? Why can't I come through it protected? Yeah,
Yeah.
I hadn't looked at it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I think we're all kind of on that journey of just finding where we want to be, accepting who we are, as opposed to always searching, hard work, isn't it? We need to do that. And I think that's, as you said, being on survival for all our lives.
And I think the other thing that did resonate very strongly, I'm a bit further on than you with children, but I too put a lot of myself on hold because being a mother to me was just the most important thing in the world. Yes. And I always said, as long as I survived to get my children independent, that was what I wanted, because a few of my friends didn't survive and were not able to see their children grow. And there was a period, and in a way, ever since then, I feel I've been searching even more for what it is I'm meant to be, because I felt so much that my purpose was looking after the kids. And it is a really difficult step then to make into that time where they're not in the home. They still need us. But yes, but we're not having to wipe their bums and things like that, Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yes, I'm going through a little bit of that. I'm trying to let go. Not trying, but letting go. But as you said, for me, sometimes I bring in my mother's energy a little bit of just going, oh, fuck off and just leave me alone, whatever. And I don't want to be that either, but I don't want to be overprotective, and then to be disrespected in going, I'm here in the home and you can come and go as you please. There is a bit of respect there as well, you know, but anyway, but yeah, and I think my antibiotics, I haven't been on antibiotics for years, and I don't think they actually work very well with my body. They sent me in, my hormones are just going. So I think we're all having a hard time living with me at the moment. Going, where is mom gone to? She's gone to this wild woman again. Look at her. But it's like a change again. It's like going, it's like that coming back and peeling, kind of going, accept who I am here and now, as opposed to, oh Jesus, I should be further on than this. I should be doing more. I should be doing this and doing that. But I think what's coming up for me now is this new moon, or the full moon is coming in, and it's all about joy. And sometimes that as well is like, oh, I should have more joy in my life, you know, and I should be out there doing, but actually I am very happy, you know, but we want more and more and more, don't we, sometimes? And that's the old energy coming
But it
back.
also depends on how, yeah, it's the identification of what you identify with, though, as well. I mean, it's like Gillian said there, you know, I mean, the joy can be the fact that, look at the fact of what you achieved. You, your children are grown. I assume that's what you're saying. Your children are grown and have moved on to their own lives. And you did that. You facilitated that for them. And for you, Maureen, you're doing that, and you're in the process of doing that. I don't have children myself, but I'd like to think I can identify with that, is the fact that don't lose sight of what you have achieved. You know, let that be your joy of what you have. I mean, to me, and I have this in my clinic a lot, when people come in and they say, oh, you know, I'm infertile, I want to get pregnant, just coming back around to that story that you mentioned earlier on. And then I would have the other side of it. I have ladies coming in looking for help to bring on their labor so they don't have to be induced chemically.
Yes.
And in an awful lot of cases, I find myself reminding people a lot that having a child is not a God-given right, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
And that in itself is a most incredibly joyous moment, that the universe blessed you with this beautiful creation that you now have the ability to bring into the world and allow them to find their own way by just being the support structure for them. And an awful lot of people lose sight of that. And I find the way our world is designed, so for me as a non-childbearing woman, I got it in the neck for a very long time that how dare I, and did I not consider you know, how I would live my life as an older person, not having children. And I would look at it saying, it's not their responsibility to mind me in old age. I didn't have children. It wasn't my choice. It was the way it happened. And that was just the way it is. And a lot of people can be desperately unkind and very, I don't want to say insensitive, but lack of compassion would be a better way of probably putting it, in terms of the fact that God-given right. It's a blessing. And if you can draw joy from the fact of what you've actually achieved by creating these gorgeous human beings and these beautiful creatures that you're now sending out into the unsuspecting world, I might add,
Yes.
That is your joy. You guys did this. These are your beautiful babies. These are your legacy. Yes. And that's where your joy comes from, you know. That's where I look at it. And I say, you know, people lose sight of that. There are women come to me and they're after giving birth to babies, I don't know, 14, 16 weeks ago, and they're there going, I should be able to do this, I should be able to do that. And I'm there going,
no, yeah.
Amazing miracle of all times. Why are you doing this to yourself? You know, it's because society dictates they should look like, I don't know, Kim Kardashian, after having a baby and putting their body through 9 months of creation, which is what it is. And they lose sight of that joy of this tiny little miracle that they've created. Yes. So you guys, you know, you've done an amazing job. Don't lose sight of that. Hold on to those beautiful beautiful, joyful moments. Okay,
Yes.
that's the beauty of what you guys have done. You know, never lose sight of the fact that you are mothers. You're Mother Earth. You know,
Yes.
you've done an amazing job.
Yes,
You know,
thank you, Siobhan. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Gillian. Yeah.
our ladies need to be reminded of that. Our mothers, you know, that they are amazing creatures.
Yes. Yes,
Oh.
we are. And as you say, we're all doing our best. We're doing it for the love and what we know here and now, as opposed same with my mother. She did what she could at that time, moment in time, even though all my life I ran away from her because I always felt, oh, Jesus, she wasn't thinking of anyone, only herself, you know.
Probably.
Having 12
Very
of
probably.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. But subconsciously, she probably was, but you know what I mean? But she did give us all the love that she could, you know, at that moment in time. As you said, as a mother myself now, I understand. Yes, you do. You can only do your best. Yeah.
But
So
look,
yeah.
she created you. We have you now.
I know, and I was the 11th. I was the 11th child. Can you imagine?
Thank God you came. You had a
And
choice.
then my younger sister. So there was 4 years between all of us, 4 years between my brother, who was next to me, because the others were all stepping stones every year, you know, 9 months, she was pregnant, dump, bump again. And then, so there was 4 years between Gerald and me, and then from me and my younger sister, Anya. And when she was having Anya, she was 40, right? So she was 20 when she was having her first child. So she was 40. And the doctors back then, so my sister is 50 now, back then told my mother that she wouldn't be able to have the baby. They were going to abort the baby.
Oh.
And her local doctor, who she goes to, you know, all her life, he said, no, Mary, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. And Anya was created. Yeah. But they were going because she was too old and it was her 12th child. So it's amazing, isn't it? The universe where we're meant to be. So, ladies, thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope today was very, very powerful for all of us, you know, and helping us. That meditation, I'll just stop the recording there and just thank you all. And Louisa, who will be listening on the recording, thank you, thank you.